Air purifiers. You've probably heard of them, seen them, or maybe you want to get one on your own. In this video, I'm going to go over why are they so important and why they're talked about a lot. So, as you see in this video, I have one of the more high-end versions of air purifiers, the Dyson air purifier desk fan. So, what is an air purifier? Well, basically it's in the name. It's a basic fan that you see, but the difference is that the intake is covered by a large filter system. This fan in particular, the Dyson version, has two filter types, a HEPA filter and a carbon filter. I'll explain these as best I can later, but basically this is two forms of filtration to help get many particles and dust out of the air to give you a, purified air experience. As I mentioned, they come in many shapes and sizes. I have one of the higher end versions. They can range from a few $100s all the way up to this one, which is about $700 and maybe even more. Of course, this is a desk fan version, meaning it's really small and it's kind of meant to go on a surface like a desk. They have standalone versions where they have their own wheels and they're really large. But we're going to go over this desk fan version because one, it's easier to film, and two, they all do the same thing. It just all depends on who you go with and of course the amount of money you spend, because the more money you spend typically will have more features and more filtration capabilities. So this is the iconic Dyson look. You've probably seen this a few times with the ring. It has no blades. It's a blower which is nested in here, and it's covered by two filters, one on this side and one on this side. So we're going to go ahead and take apart this thing and show you the filters and what makes an air purifier so important. So we're going to go ahead and take off the filters real quick. So you have this side, and if you turn it over, you have this side. If it comes out. So as I mentioned, the blower has two filters around it. These are called HEPA filters. These are designed to take out dust particles, mites, even some odor molecules. But these are mainly the big filters that you would see, and these will capture most of the particles out of the air. Now, if you notice, on the inside, you see a green filter-like material. If you take this off, this is the carbon filter. This what makes Dyson a little more high-end compared to others, is they include both a HEPA and a carbon filter. And this filter is really meant for even smaller particles to greatly increase the purification of your air. So that would be, like I said, odor, molecules, some bacteria, and even some viruses, but not all of them. This won't, let's say, remove a sickness out of the air like COVID or something, but it will get a lot of the allergens and odors and other particles that can be hazardous. This is really, really good if you have, let's say, allergies, or you have someone that has allergies, like a friend or a roommate or a child even. So this will help them get a more comfortable environment. But that's basically it. And as you can see, after that is the blower itself that intakes air from this base here. Then it, of course, filters it all and then shoots it out of the ring. There are different configurations, like an oblong shape. If you don't like this ring, which does get in the way and it can't really be used on many surfaces because when it moves, it will bump into things. So you can get a oblong shape. Some even have built-in heaters and other features. But this is basically the gist of an air purifier. Of course, as I mentioned, not all of them have filters like this. The more high-end versions, like this Dyson one, will include both. So you definitely will have to do your research to make sure it comes with both a HEPA filter and a carbon filter. This is, of course, if you want really, really good filtration. You can even get one with just a HEPA filter and it will do just fine. But if you really, let's say, have allergies or you just want really good air, then you want both, as that will greatly increase purification and get basically everything except some viruses and some bacteria. But that's basically how it is. And this is what makes a purifier so good. So now I'm going to turn it on and show you some things that they have that helps you monitor the air, what it's being filtered out, and even more details. So let's get into that part. While we're at it, I'm going to go ahead and show you how to change the filter on let's say, this desk fan, the Dyson version. Now for the carbon filters, they don't really sell these separately anymore. You probably could find some retailers that have it, but I believe Dyson doesn't sell the carbon filter separate. What they do is they combine it into this main HEPA filter, so you get only 2 pieces instead of 4. But basically how it works is, this is the outer grill. The HEPA filters are clipped in via the top clip right here. So you push in and you pull down, and eventually it will come loose like so. So you take it out. As you see, this filter is really dirty. As I've been using this for about a few months, and as you can see, it's really cleaning out the air. So this is really good if you have electronics or you have a lot of traffic, like how I do, or if you have even hardwood floors. A lot of dust gets collected. So this thing went into overtime as I was using it during the summers of last year. So it really does work, and I definitely need to get a new filter. So I'm just showing you how to replace it. So basically you would take this off and the other one. You want to do both, of course. And then to put it back in, you get the piece, obviously clean everything. So you clean this, get your new filter, line it up, and you kind of just put it back in place like so. So you got to line it up like so, and there you go. And then once you're done, make sure this area is clean, because even though there are filters here, sometimes dust does get in. So you just want to make sure everything's clean to get the best experience. Make sure it's all dry too. Don't leave any wet surfaces or anything. And you basically just line it up and it will click into place like so. And that's how you replace at least a Dyson version of an air purifier filter. Now, of course, you have to get the right ones or it won't work. So that's where the research part comes in. It's good to replace every 6 months to a year based on usage. So now I got it plugged in. So this is the power brick that it comes with. It's pretty big, but plug it in. Most air purifiers come with a decent controller. As you see, this is the controller that comes with the Dyson. Basically, all of your controls are on here. There's only one button on the unit itself, and that is the power button right here. That is all that's there. There is no other way to control this thing. So if you lose this, you're basically out of luck. You could try and use the app that Dyson made for this, or all their purifiers, but basically you don't want to lose this. It has all the controls you need. Fan speed, whether it rotates, and basically everything. So luckily Dyson does have a magnet in the controller and a magnet up here, so you can do this. And as you see, it kind of sticks. So that's a good way to store it. If you feel like you're going to lose it, just keep it up there and don't worry about it. But yeah, don't lose this controller. Now, like I said, you can turn it on 2 ways, and hopefully I can do this without getting wind sounds here. See, turn it on. Now, of course, I need to change my filters, so it's going to constantly tell me, hey, your filters are bad. So this is the display. Not all purifiers have one, but basically this should tell you everything you need to know. So if you use the controller here, it turns it off. Here are your fan speeds. Basically anything past 4 and when going down is kind of useless. To be honest, it's so low. I don't even feel air coming out of this. So, and we didn't go all the way up. Let me show you how loud it gets. Most air purifiers get really loud because, like I said, you have to go past these filters. So it kind of forces air into here and then comes out. So most air purifiers are really loud. This one's no exception. I think this honestly might be one of the louder air purifiers. So let's see. I think it goes up to 10. Yeah, 10 is the max. I hope this comes through well in the video, but yeah, it's pretty loud for an air purifier. Now I'm on a setting that's a little unique to Dyson, I should say. As you see, there's a middle ring here, right here. Basically, you can get air to shoot straight back, like back that way or this way, instead of shooting out of the front facing. This is if you don't want air to blow directly on you unless they dry out your nose or whatever. You can have it still circulate air in the room, but shoot it in another direction. So we're gonna change that using one of the controls. I think it's this one. Let's see. Let me focus my camera here. Okay, now it's gonna change. You see the animation there? Okay, now it's blowing out of the front here. And if you notice, it got a little louder. And like I said, hopefully my camera isn't taking the wind. But now it's blowing out of the front. And it's a whole lot stronger in this configuration than it was in this one. So, as you can see, this thing has a lot of... Get it out of the way so I can get in the front here. And we're going to drop the volume as well, because this thing's pretty loud. Bring it down to, I usually have around 7. So this thing has a lot of controls on it. Once the filter is replaced, you won't see that annoying message, but you see it even has a bunch of settings here. I'm trying to go through some of them. You see it even dropped the volume here for if you're trying to sleep. And then you turn it back, it'll go back to normal. This is how we get it to rotate. So, as you see, it's rotating. Most purifiers have this, which is good. Any fan really has it. But, alright, we're going to stop that. And if you don't like it rotating, you can manually do it too. You see it has like clicking points. So it has fixed locations that you can rotate it to, which is not bad, but just know that it has that. And then it has some information. I believe it's this button here. So if you run through the information, it tells you everything that it can on this tiny display. Now, of course, that Wi-Fi symbol you saw is for the application. If you get the Dyson app, it will tell you a whole lot more than what this thing can. If you really care about what's being filtered out and how this thing's working. But I'm going to go through the on display or on device display and it will show you. So here's the Wi-Fi. This is the particle that is taking out. Here's some more particle information. So just going through all the things that it's telling you, what's taking out of the air and what it detects. Everything seems to be good right now. Filters are obviously not good, it needs to be replaced. And it'll even tell you the temperature of the room as best it can. So like I said, this thing is packed with features. This is what you get when you get a high-end version air purifier. When you start to go down in price, it will start to get less feature rich, and you'll just get the basics. Even down to the filters. So if you're going to spend money on an air purifier, I highly recommend researching what filters it comes with, because honestly that's what makes an air purifier different. And well, different from a fan per se is the filters that are included. At the least, you want a glass HEPA filter that will get most of the important particles out of the air. But like I said, if you have allergies or just sensitive to certain seasons, then you would want even a carbon filter like this one has. That will greatly increase the filtration and make it a whole lot better for you, your environment. You don't really have to go for this one, because this is really expensive. Like I said, it's around a good $800 to $900 with tax. That's a lot of money for an air purifier. It does look nice, but it is really expensive. So you can get a cheaper version for sure and get the same basic features, filter the air, get a nice clean environment. You don't have to worry about dusting it as much. As I mentioned, this does require maintenance to change the filters often. Luckily, these filters are pretty easy to find. I don't know about all air purifier companies, but that is a good thing about this. Because Dyson's so well known, pretty much everyone will have or know about them, so you can find filters and stuff easy. So all in all, I think you can go for a better purifier for a cheaper price. If you like Dyson, then definitely you can try them out. They're well known for their motors, so they're going to make it more efficient and try to keep it as quiet as possible. But I will say the price is definitely on the high side. So if you don't mind to spend money on an air purifier, you can't go wrong with this. This definitely does the job. It's really well made. The filters work really great. They last a decent amount of time. And all in all, the build is good looking. It's not crazy. So that's basically the gist of an air purifier. It filters out the air. I think they're worth it, but that's really up to you to decide. I hope this helped you out in deciding whether an air purifier is useful for you. I recommend you get one at least to filter out the air in your room. It really does work. I've used this for months and I definitely noticed clear air. Like I said, it even takes out odors, at least this version, because of the carbon filter. So if you bring food in or anything that may generate odor, it definitely helps filter it out. I think it's worth it. You don't have to go high end like this. Any air purifier will work as long as the filter is decent. It should be a HEPA filter, but like I said, you have to do the research, because not all air purifiers include good filters. So definitely do your research before you buy. But I do recommend you get one. You won't regret it. It definitely helps. It's not a gimmick. It actually works. So I hope this helped you out. If you have any questions, please let me know. Maybe about this particular one or just an air purifier in general, and I'll do my best to answer. But let me know what you think. And please like, comment, and subscribe, as it will help me out a ton. And I will catch you on the next one. Peace.